So if you know me, okay, you know that I don't like to look a lot into the past. I like to let it go. I love to hold on to the things that are beautiful and wonderful and amazing memories, but I don't like to hold on to the darker things, to the things that have hurt me, to the things that make me feel really terrible, because I know if I do this, I'm going to be projecting that same kind of energy into the next moment, which is going to create more painful moments. But this reading, okay, this reading is a little bit different. It talks, I actually had to get even more cards out. I had to be sure. And I was like, okay, all right, it's time that we talk about shadow work in this reading. And the first card that I got out was called Moonstone, and it says, slow it down, slow it down. And the moment that I pick up this card now, I have this feeling of, and I hear spirit guide saying, and a feeling, I'm fixing things. I am fixing it. I'm making it right. I'm fixing myself. I'm fixing my life. That's the energy coming in. And I was like, okay. And then the next card coming out says night work. And this is shadow work. Shadow work. Have I done shadow work? Yes. Is it fun? Not so much. Is it necessary? Yes. Why is shadow work necessary? You go through a process of looking at what you've done in your life. And sometimes you can actively choose to do this, and sometimes it gets forced upon you. Okay, where for me it was forced upon me. I didn't choose. Okay, it just happened. Where you start to look at the sum of all your choices, the decisions that you've made, the selfish things that you've done, the mistakes that you've made, and you ask yourself, what kind of person am I? You know what I mean? How can I be so stupid? Why did I make those choices? What happened? You even go into the parts where it wasn't your fault, where things happened in your life that was out of your control. But somehow or the other, it's always as if you're almost blaming yourself. And you can go deep into shadow work. And sometimes people go, shadow work can be very negative. It can actually be very bad. It is because when sometimes we do shadow work, you can end up even hating yourself for all your choices and the sum of your life, basically. Which, by the way, we may think we are really screwing up sometimes, but we are not. We are actually, honestly, doing pretty well. You know what I mean? Especially if you hear my channel, you're growing, you're changing, you're doing pretty well. You're doing better than actually what you think you're doing. And the process of doing all this shadow work is all about what? The healing moon. And it says, seek healing. Seek healing. One of the things that I know that I will share with you, that I had a great pain about, was the fact that when my mom was still alive, every time she was ill, okay, I would be there. I would be there to rush her to hospital. I would stand by her for hours and I would be there. But the moment that she passed away in my home, in the house where we were living. And I remember I didn't go check on her. I thought she was sleeping. So I was like, okay, you're sleeping. Let me go to bed as well. Not knowing, and I had that feeling like, go check. And I was like, no, but she's sleeping. Let me not go bother her. And I went to bed and we found her the next day. My heart was so shattered. That hurt me so badly because I wanted to be there with her. I wanted to be there with her as I was there with her all the journey. Every time she went to hospital, and in the last 10 years of her life, she was going to hospital 2 to 3 times a year. She was really quite ill. And I felt this was my biggest pain. I've never told anybody, okay? Only my close family know how I feel about it. And I was like, I should have just went to check. I should have woken up. I should have done this. I should have done that. And I couldn't forgive myself. And I had to live with that for a long time, for a period of time. It really depressed me as well. And then I hated myself, I accepted myself, I hated myself again. I went through that energy, and then I discovered something. I have to check how this is said, okay, just one moment. I knew I had to forgive myself. I knew that I had to forgive myself. If I can spell this. I'm going to tell you the right. Oh, okay. All right. I'm not going to be able to say this correctly because I can't pronounce it. But it's Ho'oponopono. It's Hawaiian. It's a meditation. Okay. And this meditation actually is a repetitive thing. Okay. And it goes like this. It's something that you say to yourself over and over again. And it goes, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And it goes on and on and on. And it also, there was another one that I remember having that says, I love you and I also love me. Please forgive me and I forgive you. And it just goes, it's a whole bunch of them that go on like that. And I remember when I was really deep into that shadow work of it, I started doing that before I went to bed. I started saying it repetitively over and over again to heal myself. And I feel like there is a moment here in your life where there is something deep that is still wounding you still, that you're carrying. Like that was for me like the hardest thing of my whole life, the hardest thing to deal with. I couldn't deal with it, you know what I mean? Because I was always there. And then when the moment happened, which you cannot take back, which you cannot redo, I was not there. And I felt so bad. And I had to go into that kind of meditation where I was saying that repetitively to myself to heal my broken heart. To like, my mom forgive me, and my mom was already just like, what are you talking about? Because I do have this connection with my mom even now sometimes, and she feels nothing about it. It's just like, okay. In fact, I found out that I was being protected from that moment. It was going to be too heavy for me to carry, so they were like, no, we're not putting you there into that situation because it was going to be too heavy for you. Maybe it was going to break you. And that's why I was being protected from it. And I had to understand that. I feel like there is something here that's about to come into your life. But there's this deep shadow work that needs to take place. You need to have a moment, okay? It took me a long time. I think it took me like more than 2 years to really make peace with myself, to pull it away from myself. This card that came up, because I was asking about this reading, and the card that came up confirmed it. Moonstruck, take a breath. And it's so the energy of like this slow down. Just take a breath, because something is about to come in here. There is a new moon coming in, and there is a new beginning for you. There is a new beginning coming in here. All right? You cannot enter this new beginning carrying this energy. You have to let it go. Why? Because the vibration of what it is making you vibrate like is going to prevent you from stepping into this new life. Because everything you vibrate will be the life that you live in. And when a new life must come in, something has to change in your vibration so that you can fit the energy and the vibration of that new life. You fit into it. If you don't vibrate the right energy, you can't get in there. Okay, it's like you don't have a pass, you know what I mean? So you don't have enough money to go in there. Okay, so you got to raise some cash here with the change of your vibration, and then you can enter into this new beginning. So let's go in here, and I don't know what this is for you. I shared a very, very, very painful personal thing. I even felt like that frog in my throat, that little, you know, that emotion. And if you want to share what yours is below, it's also a part of you healing it. because I never said anything to anybody about it for a long time. And then I remember sharing it slowly with my family, and that was also a healing process. So say if you want to, it's up to you, you know. Don't share anything personal, names or details or anything like that, and just share that as well. And forgive yourself, you know, forgive your choices, your decisions that you've made, that have led to a moment that you cannot undo, and allow this to be let go of, because you're doing the best that you can in this life. You're doing the best that you can in this life. You're doing better, I'm telling you, than what you think. And it's time to let go of something here so that you can move forward into a new life here that will make you happy. That's going to make you happy. And look what's under the deck. The 1111. There it is. 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 There's the new life. And it's not bad at all. It is good. Okay. I do feel like you're working very hard on repairing, fixing, making, doing your life. I can see it here with the Three of Pentacles coming in. This is a lot of hard work. This is you focusing, and I can see more hard work coming in here again. I'll show you. Here's the Eight of Pentacles. You're working so hard on your life, wanting to shift your reality into a place of stability, abundance, happiness, growth, spiritual growth, understanding, a life that is worth living. There is something still in your energy. And I really feel like it's got to do with you blaming yourself for something. I don't feel like it's like, oh, they did this to me and they did that to me. I feel like it's really something that's you saying to yourself, if I didn't make that decision and if I did something differently, things wouldn't have turned out like this. You know, I feel like I made a mistake, and I feel it's got to do with you. This has to be let go of. You've got Libra in your reading, Justice coming in here. It is time to release what this is. In the releasing is the letting go of it, the healing of it, and then the moving forward into a new reality. The healing and the offer here of this new life is showing up here underneath the shadow work. This is the new beginning. This is the pain that you carry, that it's very hard for you to let this go. Try that Ho'oponopono, okay, Hawaiian meditation that I mentioned. I'm very bad at that pronunciation. Try that and really do that if you're feeling something like, oh wow, I wish I had made a different choice. I wish I had made a different decision. And then see how that makes you feel. Do it every night. I did it at night. I used to lay in bed and just repeat it again and again and again in my mind. And I've, after a period of time, actually just stopped doing it. And I remember looking back at one point and going, wow, I actually feel so healed. I feel like I'm in a good space again. And I know my mom herself, she wouldn't want me to feel that way, you know, and life in general, and your own spiritual guides, your own people that love you, they don't want you to feel that way either. We punish ourselves more than anybody else does. We punish ourselves more than anyone else does. And I feel this is you going to heal something really deep here. I want to get one more card out here just to look at this healing. Just to look at this healing. The Five of Pentacles. Wow. And the Sun card. Look at that. This is the pain. Whatever that is, it's the pain. It's a mistake. It's something that went wrong. And they want to heal you from that with the Sun card. They want you to step out of that energy of being in the cold, being in the dark, carrying this inside of you, even though you put a smile on sometimes, that is still there. You need to heal it on a really deep level. You need to heal it on a really deep level. And that means you need to think about it in that shadow work. You need to go there and emotionally feel that. And then you need to forgive yourself. And you need to forgive others. And you need to forgive choices you make and still love you. You know what I mean? So that you can step out into the sun in your own life here that is so desperately wanting to come through. And I do pick up on something as well, almost this energy of your life may not really be bad, it may be in a good space, but it's almost like it doesn't want to shift the way that you want it to shift. It's because of that deep energy that still lies inside of you. And it's good to go there. It's good to go there. Let's look under the deck again. Wow. Now moving into this healing energy, they're asking you to walk away from the pain. The Eight of Cups. Walk away from the pain so that you can step into a new kind of energy with the Queen of Cups as well, where you don't carry that anymore. You're not carrying that guilt. You're not carrying that pain. You're not carrying that regret. You know, you just let it go. You're like, I'm going to let this go. I'm going to let this go, so that you can start to focus on what it is you are trying to bring in. The manifestation energy has got to do with this new beginning. It's got to do with this new beginning, where you can start looking to the future and start creating. It's almost like there's a little bit of a wobble in your energetic vibration. That's how I'm picking it up. It's how I pick it up. It's like smooth, wobble, smooth again. And that wobble is what is preventing you from moving smoothly, because of that shake, into this new beginning. And it's almost like there's just this one deep thing that is so ingrained inside of you that you need to heal. You know what I mean? And let me tell you something. You may think that you're healed. You may think that you have nothing left to heal from. You've dealt with all your stuff. You'll be surprised. Okay, what is the root there? What is that root there? I know when I did my ayahuasca, I was like, oh, I'm cool. Everything's fine. And like a couple of, like just after, I started to have this funny feeling, and I started to be like, oh, okay. And then I realized, oh, okay, you showed me exactly that. So that I can, even though you cut the weed is in your energy, sometimes we cut the top of the weed off and it looks really good on the surface, but inside the root is still there. And sometimes we have to go in there and take that root out so that it can be real. You know what I mean? You are stepping into a new beginning. You're going to have to go into a bit of shadow work so that none of that shadow moves forward with you. Otherwise, that new beginning is never coming. There we go. Thank you for being here. There's not a lot of you maybe who are going to watch this video because it's very specific. Not a lot of people are going to maybe click on a video about shadow work. Okay. And only the brave do. If you are here in the video, I've literally shared something with you now that other people do not know about. You know about it, I know about it. Thank you for sharing that with me, and share yours as well so that you can let it go, so that you can release it and make peace with it. There we go. I'm sending my absolute love to you guys. Thank you for being here, and remember to go check out my daughter's channel as well. She has a new video out. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye.